And we are back again. The Really Neighborhood Film Watch. We are Frankie Football. I'm your humble host. I got my man, his friend. Set it off, Chris, with me. Chris, how you feeling tonight, brother?
Man, I got my OG shirt on,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been fussing and fighting in these Twitter streets, you
Mm-hmm.
know, giving people the understanding that, I'm just not that guy to try to get easy wins off on. I got to, I can't let them have it. But for
No.
the most part, man, we back. Wasn't feeling too good yesterday, a little bit under the weather.
Hey, I'm glad you're
That,
feeling better.
yeah, man, just eating. Brother be thinking, oh, I'm going to maybe just eat something, you'll feel a lot better,
Yeah.
which was crazy. But, man, for the most part, man, we back at it. Another day of practice. Guys are making statements. Guys are
Yeah.
doing certain things. You hit
Yeah.
me with a question, and I didn't want you to get too deep into it, but I want to start
Mm-hmm.
off with it because we didn't talk about it backstage.
Yeah.
You hit me with one of the randoms. Hey, bruh, I got a problem with this linebacker room. So I don't usually,
I absolutely do.
yeah,
I have for a year and change now.
and so I don't fight with you as much as I want to when it comes
Mm-hmm.
about this linebacker room because I think we're fine. Tell
Mm-hmm.
me what your concern with this linebacker room is, bro.
Um, the state of the linebacker room is like in a flux of injured guys who have a ton of potential. DeMarvin Overshown, guys who were hoping that can be like the next up guys. Your Maris Leofau, and then like outside vets. It's not Eric Kendricks anymore, is it? Dang,
No,
but
it's
I
Kenneth
always forget
Murray.
this.
Talking about
Kenneth
Kenneth
Murray.
Murray.
There we go.
Okay.
I'll always forget his name. I don't know why. Um,
Okay.
so I feel like, especially with Overshown now, we're like in this weird space where we're just hoping that everyone that's not Leo Fowl, because I feel like he's shown a lot of promise in his rookie year and so far in training camp. We're just kind of hoping that they can like fill those gaps. Because think about like the down linebackers, like the depth linebackers in our room that we really are hoping could take that step. Buddy Johnson. Buddy Johnson's been in the league for like what 6 years now, I want to say, and he's on
Okay.
his 15.
Okay.
Um, it seems a little unfair for us as fans and content creators to kind of place a world of expectation on him when he hasn't necessarily caught on yet. Do you kind of is that fair to say?
I mean, but I'm not really waiting for Buddy Johnson to be that breakout guy for me.
Mm-hmm.
I my heart and my concern, or really the guys who I'm looking for. I'm looking for Maris to make that 1 year 2 step,
Yeah,
along with some off-season peanut butter, also a
yeah.
little workout, getting better. I'm looking for the guy we got from Chicago. I'm looking for him to take a
Dex
step.
Sanborn. Yeah.
Yeah, and Clember, I'm looking for him to make a step. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
like I don't want it to be more the Zach Bond type thing, which
Yeah.
everybody wants to be able to get a guy who's a special teamer, gets his opportunity, and boom, he blossoms.
Mm-hmm.
But I do expect him to make plays, get snaps, and be an integral part of the team. I like what Keith Murray brings. Not Keith
Mm-hmm.
Murray, but Kenneth Murray. Keith
Yeah.
Murray, I keep Murray rock line. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I know most people don't listen to him anymore. But
You showed your age a little bit there.
Hey man, hey listen, hey, I know a lot of people might get mad with me, but
Yeah.
I'll say this, with all honesty, man. Hey, R. Kelly was a musical genius. Robert
Mm.
Kelly was a terrible person.
Mm.
So I mean, I'm just being honest. I can't
Oh,
get
okay.
mad at the man in the music.
Oh,
But
okay.
so I'm looking for Kenneth Murray to be who he is, a downhill
Mhm.
thumper, getting in his gaps, make his play,
Yeah.
or have enough thickness to take on some offensive linemen from time to time. So
Mhm.
when you say you got concerned about the linebacker room, I don't fight with you. I
Mhm.
just believe they did enough in the offseason to help that room. And as long as the front four are doing
Mhm.
its thing to keep them clean as possible, I'm cool with it.
Mhm. Now, see that statement right there brings me a little pause, just because we already are experiencing some troubles with that front four. That one tech position has a lot of question marks around it.
I mean, I think it's gonna be the one tech position is gonna be to the point what Eberflus wants. I was watching a segment from Lou's
Mhm.
takes. Shout out to Lou, man. Love his work. These are the guys, the kind of guys that Eberflus has had in the past are not the guys that he has right now. So when you got to, slim, slow, Mozzie, is not what we're expecting. So then you can find the clips where he's getting thrown around, but he's gonna have to step it up. And we were kind of like in that in between where if you could get something from Winford, and you can get something from him,
Perry on
Winfrey. We can get from Winfrey, which we brought for the USFL. It's gonna be a rotational thing anyway. So you can get something from him, get something from Toya, from Jay Toya, mixed it with Mozzie. You got kind of like a three-headed monster at your one tech. And honestly, right now, because you don't have a guy who's just dominant snap after snap, and you can give 45 snaps, that's what you're going to have to deal with. And it's really unfortunate for Mozzie because he's on his third defensive coordinator in 3 years.
Yep.
No sponsors in the room.
Nope.
And he's got to make it work, man. It's how it happens, man. The league is, it's NFL, but it's not for long.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. So you got to take care of your opportunities when you get them. And
the league,
he's understand.
The league moves fast, Chris. And the one thing you never want to do is to get left behind. That's the one thing you never want to do.
Well, I don't think it's so much the point of him not being left behind. It's to the point where he had one guy wanted him to do this his first year. Whatever the mental thing was for that year, he lost it. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a physical injury. It was, mental, but he lost that opportunity, those snaps. He comes in last year. Everybody's looking at what he did last year. They're looking at his draft grade, and they're like, oh, you're terrible. Now, nobody's giving the fact of the matter that one techs take time. He improved year 2. Now you're going to year 3. New defensive coordinator has never had a nose tackle this small that we've seen in his past, his past stops. And we're starting to see him, kind of get his ass whooped in the trenches. But you kind of expect that, but you kind of want to see some guys having some fights. I saw, like I said, man, being on Twitter and listening to so much stuff all day long, man, nobody's saying anything about Osa. Osa's over there having a time with Tyler Booker. He's over going and dying with Tyler Smith. But
I know the conversation that you're talking about. You was talking about with Star earlier.
Yeah.
I spoke on that. Osa and Mozzie, those two in particular, they got two different duties. They have two different duties. Osa is your pass rusher. That's what he's been. Osa's been your pass rushing 3 tech. Mozzie's duty is supposed to be that run stop and 1 tech. So it's unfair to Mozzie to compare him to Osa, A, because Osa is established, and B, because Osa has a different job than him.
They both got to listen. For them to do all the pass rushing stuff they want to be able to do, they still got to be able to stop the run. They got to be entwined with one another what they're doing to be able to stop the run. And because Mozzie has not been dominant, but the thing about it is that how could he be ultra dominant against the cats he's going against? Like he's going against an all-pro. He's going against a guy who's arguably one of the top 2-3 best guards in the league. You're going against second-year Cooper Beebe, who is progressing into being one of those ones. And then Tyler Booker already comes in with the pedigree. We've said this before, you want to be able to protect the front of the pocket and A and B gap. You got guys who can do that. So he might be getting his ass whooped here, but we want to see him have some wins. That's why next week is so pivotal, because if he comes next week and then he starts having some wins in some areas, then you start saying, okay, he's just getting whipped by our guys because they that good.
Yeah, sure. But, history doesn't really say that that's just the case.
History says last year he improved. He was better. The last 7 games of the season, 7-8 games, he started showing improvement. But now he's going against one of the premier offensive lines in football again, right? At least guard, center guard, and he's having his struggles. So if he can start getting some wins in these scrimmages against the Rams and in the preseason game, then we'll start maybe looking up on it. And then it might be just to the point, man, this inner, like I said, Smith, Beebe, and Booker are just getting ready to start road grading people. And what we're doing with the run game is going to help us leaps and bounds.
Yeah, yeah. I believe that could be the case. Because like you said, Osa, being a better pass rusher. I'm not going to use the term elite anything, but he is a very good pass rusher. He been
stacks
having
up
fits.
well.
He's been having he stacks up well. Great.
He stacks up well. He
He's been
stacks up well
having
against the guys in the league.
fits. He's been having fits. So yeah, that very well could be the case. You know what I'm saying? But we also had a blooper reel that we played 2 days ago where Mozzie was getting moved from one side of the screen into the screen and then out of the other side of the screen. You know what I'm saying? I ain't see that happening.
He wasn't getting moved. The camera was moving forward, and he didn't stop no way. He just kept moving.
That's what it was, huh?
That's all it was.
He wasn't being moved against his will, huh?
Oh no. He was getting tossed out the club. We're not gonna act like he was not getting escorted out the club. The problem is, we're not seeing anywhere where Osa's getting thrown out the club. We're not seeing, anybody else getting thrown out the club. He the only dude getting thrown out the club like he didn't pay his tab. Yeah. So,
do you think that is because Osa's established? We kind of have a baseline for what Osa's going to be.
No, I think what's ended up happening.
Just focusing on him.
No, what's happening is Osa's over having some fights. He's winning some fights with Booker. Booker's whooping his ass too, and it's an even fight. And listen, man, everybody love to lie. They don't like the truth. So if we want to continue to paint the picture that Mozzie's ass, man, that just gave the guy who wanted Mozzie off this team more ammunition. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew he was gonna have a time with I knew he was gonna have a time against those guys. I wanted him to have a time against the guy, but I also wanted to see some wins. It's just a fact, man. We're gonna take pictures of the losses. We ain't gonna never take pictures of his wins.
For sure. So he actually did he had some media availability after practice today talking about Mozzie Smith. He said, "I'm confident in myself. I'm confident in what I can do. I'm the results oriented type. I don't necessarily feel like I've been doing everything I want to do within the game. So I'm just trying to make sure I get myself to that point." He said he currently weighs somewhere between 310 and 315 pounds. And that's per John Schotty. So shout out to him.
I mean, listen, the Joneses don't have to say anything bad about Mozzie because the fan base has already given up on Mozzie. For him to make statements like, I'm not really, it's nothing that he sounds confident that, hey, this is what I'm doing is getting me to this point, this and the third. It doesn't sound like he's uber confident about what he's doing. And the fan base isn't showing him any love by saying, hey, if he's doing anything right, they're going to say, hey, good job. It's always, hey, get him up out of here. He sucks. He's a bust, this and the other. Of all those guys that they had, Mozzie, Schoonmaker, Kalen Carson, Flournoy, all them guys that people are like, hey, get him up out of here. They just ride Mozzie like Trigger, man. And me personally, I just I'm kind of tired of it, but I just want the young man to have good practices when they go up against the Rams. After that, if he doesn't show up or he doesn't prove that he's getting better in those situations, then it might be time. Put him in a rotational piece, and you missed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to kind of give Mozzie a break, Chris.
Which is hard for you.
Hey man, pause. Hey, look, I all I do is report. That's all I do. All I do is report. Somebody who has really impressed me this week, especially in like the last two practices, Trayshawn Holden. He hasn't necessarily, gotten any reps with the ones or anything, but man, his ability to what's the right way to say it? Contort himself to be able to get that ball.
Yeah.
Dude, he had a spectacular one-handed catch. What was it, like two days ago or something like that? Out of this world catch. And then he just had another catch back in the end zone today where he contorted himself, in a spectacular way to make the catch. I think that he can make use of all of his abilities. The thing that just really held him down was the like what wasn't it like behavioral issues where he like spit on somebody?
That's emotional
Yeah.
being able to control his emotions in the heat of battle. Because spitting on somebody will get you put, in traction in some areas, in most areas I know. But
look, some furniture gonna have to get moved. You know what I'm saying?
Man, on site. Ain't even no questions about it.
Yeah.
Why is he doing that? And then he spit on him. All right, go on and let him do that.
Hey, look, I get it. I get it.
I totally understand. But in his situation, he's always been, a big time player.
Yeah, he's been a pretty good receiver. I now remember once again, I was out of a computer for 6 months, give or take. So I didn't really get the chance to watch him pre-draft. I got the chance to watch him post-draft. And yeah, he was a very good receiver. And I just believe that the behavioral aspect of things is what caused him to fall out of the draft.
Of course. And so with him having a sponsor or an advocate in the room and his old college wide receiver coach there, going to give him the opportunity to do what he needs to do, and he's taking full advantage of it. So you start saying, well, who hasn't been showing? And,
there we go.
The 2024 touchdown leader, Jalen Tolbert has not been showing.
And it's difficult, right? I can't say that he's had a bad camp because he started off doing pretty well. It seemed like him and Dak were linking up pretty often and things like that. But as days went by, as other guys started to get those reps with Dak Prescott, like Jonathan Mingo, for example, as Kevonta Turpin got more reps, it just seemed like his fire dimmed a little bit in the presence of those guys. So it's not necessarily that he's had a bad camp; he just had a quiet one. I
don't think his fire dimmed. I think his opportunities to shine dimmed because that. Okay, so we're already sitting here saying we want to be a run team. Okay, which shout out to our brothers at Cover 3. That sounds like a bunch of BS. CFT, DMV, and J Tuck. Yeah, because you can't have the weapons on the outside that you possess and not want to put the ball up. Because we're seeing every day a George Pickens or a CeeDee Lamb catch, run, wide open, getting open type of move. I saw a nice catch by Mingo today. Nice catch by Mingo. I just haven't been seeing much of Mr. Tolbert, which starts getting that pecking order a little different along the way.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that what we're seeing is the talent start to shine a little bit more between these guys, and that's why as Mingo has started to get reps with Dak, he's been able to shine because he just may be a more naturally talented player. That's what I firmly believe that. And then the same thing, of course, obviously applies with the two number ones that we got. That's doesn't have to be explained, right?
Right.
But when it comes to guys like Mingo, when it comes to guys like even Turpin, do you think that their talent is is the main thing that causes them to shine over Jalen Tolbert?
I think one, they were already more talented ball players than them before out the gate. But I'm going back to what we said before. Mingo was going to get an opportunity to be a player. We thought Mingo was a great player or above average player coming out of college.
Absolutely.
If you had to put Mingo,
loved him at Ole Miss. You already know it.
We loved him at Ole Miss. Our boy Cowboy Bluff wasn't so excited about him, but he turned around and said, "Hey, he thought he was this guy." Now Mingo's getting an opportunity to work with Rain. He's showing what he is. Holden isn't working with Rain a lot. He's working with Joe Milton.
Yeah.
And getting busy. So
Chris, by the way, Joe Milton got a great arm, man.
Hey, man.
You don't have to read into that too much. Man, Joe Milton got an arm, Chris.
Is that our signature random Joe Milton?
Random Joe Milton compliment of the day. Okay, there we go. Okay. Joe Milton got an arm, Chris.
Yeah. Okay, man. Okay.
B-Bird, how you doing, brother?
And hey, man, I'm gonna get back to you about that randomness that you shot me last night. But we'll get back to that. So going back to everything you're saying.
Yeah.
So you got Holden, who was already a more premier talent, playing in a little bit more higher level situation in Oregon, and now he's just going up against guys as he said before, I'm coming to take somebody's head off because I am that good. Outside of me being, letting some of my fluid pause, hit on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, pause. I got the pause in there. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I got it. He's showing that he can be an explosive player. So we're going to see more of it. This open practice and these preseason games are going to get to the point. If Trayshawn Holden has a breakout game in the first one, then you're going to automatically add Trayshawn Holden to the injured reserve list pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. He going to hurt his hip. He's going to hurt his hip or something like that.
He getting hurt.
Yeah, so, he gonna stub his toe real bad, walking to the refrigerator, get some ice or something like that.
Yeah. He gonna have some mysterious illness that's gonna get him to the point that we gonna get him to this practice squad and get him a little bit more paper and take care of him. So Absolutely. It is what it is with that.
Do you think they do that rather than just saying, hey, we would prefer Holden on the roster?
No. They're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna.
Now granted, that's the historical way of doing things. They'll find a guy. They'll find a way to say, hey, man, your thumb, your pinky toe didn't look right after that game, man.
I mean, if you start seeing more of Tolbert in the second and third preseason game, then you're definitely going to see some things happen. But let's not, it's a couple of practices, and he's going against guys over here, which we're not. We like some of the cornerbacks. We're not super duper crazy about it, but they're going to get a chance to holler at the Rams, and we're going to see how it looks, and we'll go from there.
You know whose name I actually haven't heard a single time?
Wait a minute. The guy is he healthy?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, okay. Who
I'll say two. Paris Campbell is apparently injured, so I'm not going to include him, right?
Okay.
But I haven't heard Jalen Cropper or Ryan Flournoy's name in this receiver conversation at all, Chris.
Hey man, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Can we boys, right? We can talk. Yeah.
We friends in real life. What you got for me,
friends in real life. Hey man. Sometimes, man, it bees like that.
It bees like that.
Bees like that.
The game is the game, Chris.
The game is the game, and when you make the one move in the offseason that we've been clamoring about, we want you to make 2 or 3. He makes it hard for everyone else around him. And even though he uplifts the room, he makes it harder for the ships, man, that were, just barely making it, man. And so,
Absolutely.
Jalen Cropper is going, probably hit into that, practice squad role or find something else to do, man.
Yeah.
Hope he didn't buy a house or anything in the Dallas area.
Hope he was renting.
I hope he was, putting his
hope
money
he
away.
saved his bread.
Yeah, putting his money wisely, in investments that can help him jumpstart his career in something else, because he will always be able to say, I was a former NFL football player.
Yeah, sure.
But on this roster, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Cropper, what's my other dude?
Jalen Brooks.
Any of them down the roster guys we're looking at.
Yeah.
Flournoy, I hope he gets something kind of a little freaky that puts him on the pup, gets him a couple weeks, saves him a couple of dollars, and gets him moved to the practice squad. But these top 5 about to be set, and it's gonna be is what it is.
I was just thinking about this, Chris. The arc, like the career arc that I see for Jalen Tolbert, and granted, he did have his breakout year last year where he led the Cowboys in touchdowns. We can't forget that. But the arc that I kind of see for him might be like eerily familiar or eerily similar to Simi Fehoko. Remember how he just couldn't catch on, but he was one of those guys that was like really skilled, but he just couldn't catch on into breaking out into that top 3 spots.
You want to say Tolbert is like Simi Fehoko?
And that's probably how his career arc is going to go with the Cowboys.
I mean, but did Simi play any real games?
And that's why I said I know Tolbert had his breakout year last year, but a lot of that was out of necessity, right? We didn't really have anybody.
Necessity or not, he came and played. Simi ain't never give us no games in Cowboys uniforms.
He couldn't break out because remember at that point in time we had 3 dudes. We had 3 dogs at that point in time.
I mean, and honestly, right now we got 2 dogs that look like 3.
Yeah, we got 2 dogs and we trying to figure out the third one, right?
And then honestly, you got another guy you want to get the ball in the hands in Turpin. So you got you got monsters, man, that are going to prohibit guys down the roster to be able to do something. What B Bird said, man.
B Bird says Pickens pushes everyone else down the roster, and I 100%
absolutely agree. Yeah, without question, B.
In a comfortable way though. In a comfortable way, I feel much better about, and I said this right before. Well, right after we traded for George Pickens, I feel much more comfortable about Jalen Tolbert and Jonathan Mingo fighting for wide receiver 3, rather than I do feel them fighting for wide receiver 2. That's a much more comfortable fight.
I mean, you're looking at a situation where, because you feel like it's a more comfortable fight, but really it's just the progression of the talent. You ended up getting 2 1s. Yeah. And 2 1s gives you to the mark of having 2.5 guys and guys you can trust. But Turpin does not make it easy for any outside wide receiver to get the opportunity to run and play and do his thing, because you want,
especially if he is actually used in the offense.
And, right. If he's using a proper way of getting the ball in his hands, you definitely want to see it happen. So it is what it is.
And one thing about it, Chris, man, we are getting a chance to see George Pickens just light people on fire, brother. Like today, man, he burnt somebody up. Was that Israel Mukuamu again? I hope it wasn't.
That dude is out there walking around with a gasoline tank and just pouring it on folks. Yeah, and saying, "I wish you had more time." That's how he's had. That's what he's doing right about now. Yeah, man. You know, he's as the movie said, he's painting his masterpiece, man.
Absolutely.
And I think it's gonna be hard pressed, man, for people to knock them as this combination, man, not being one of the best wide receiver combos in the league.
Yeah. I can't wait to see these type of reps in the game. You know what I'm saying? Because like I've said even before training camp started, if he's doing against guys not named Ryan Bland right now, then I maintain a level of professional skepticism.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Once he kind of burns up, one of those Rams defenders, somebody's son that plays for the LA Rams.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm ready for it.
That baby's still a civilian, so I'm not getting like he's still a civilian. They just gonna catch him out there, so it is what it is, man. Catch him out there.
And the same thing applies for any preseason reps we get. If he goes out there and does it to someone who has actual NFL game reps under their belt,
I mean,
I will feel much better about
it. Day one when they go 1-on-1 and they're ready to go at it. Somebody gonna get worked, and then once that happens, you'll be like, oh, okay. He's doing this to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, you can't say that you wouldn't feel better about it happening against
you can't even name a Rams
the Eagles cornerback that doesn't look like us.
Listen, man,
or
he's gonna listen. Everybody's gonna get their opportunity to get baptized in Lake Minnetonka. You know what I'm saying? As this season goes on.
Sure.
I just want, all we care about with camp is getting these 2 to 3 weeks out there in Oxnard, get healthy. Then we get to come back, to Frisco, and then just keep, doing what we got to do. But right now, he is as advertised. He has been giving people, having people waking up in the middle of the night, Pickens, screaming,
giving them the biz.
They that's what they're doing. So it is what it is, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let me fix this right quick. There we go. I had to put the overlay back on. I don't know why the overlay with the logo and everything wasn't showing. But anyway, Chris, we talked last time briefly about how once the pads came on, Jaden Blue has started to look like the player that he was advertised as coming out of college. Now we get a couple more days, and Chris, he's getting reps with the ones. He's looking like. I hate that he's gotten this comparison. Not the guy that's like physically similar, but Coach Brian Schottenheimer has compared him to Darren Sproles in his physicality. which was, like I said, it's kind of funny because the guy who's actually built like Darren Sproles, Deuce Vaughn,
first off,
hasn't has he gotten any more snaps once the pass came
off, he is not built like Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles was a bunch of legs and big and muscular, you know, but he just happened to be small.
Yeah.
Deuce is small, okay?
Diminutive. That's the T.I. word of the day.
Yeah, that's your T.I. word of the day. I think Blue has shown way more than what we expected. We thought he was going to be more of a slasher edge guy, but he's shown you he can get in between the tackles, make people miss in tight spaces, and then get away from people. And I think that's one of the things we wanted to see more from Tony in his career, but Tony was more of an edge guy. Let me get on the edges and stuff like that. Running in between the tackles wasn't Tony's forte. So with Jaden being able to do that, but with better offensive line play, getting more holes and a different run scheme and a commitment to try to run the football, Jaden get to showcase his skills. Schotty spoke highly of him. Spoke that he does like the way he's running between tackles, but also because he's coming prepared for the opportunities. So as long as you continue to prepare for the opportunities, then when they arise, you take full advantage of them, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, I did just look it up. Deuce Vaughn is now on the injury report as of yesterday. So, I look. I'm not gonna say that I said that this would happen. Pads came on and he wasn't practicing anymore.
Hey man, the pads came on and I don't even think he put his pads on.
Maybe not.
And
maybe not.
To me,
the first padded practice, he didn't get a single rep. And then he went on the injury report, and he went on the injury report yesterday.
Listen, man.
And there we go. That's all she wrote, Hey, man.
That's all she wrote. In this situation where this room is limited with opportunities for you to show who you are, and you haven't had a padded practice yet, you will get left behind. You don't have any cachet that prohibits you from not making this football team. So salute.
Tell me what you think about that though, Chris, because it seemed like prior to pad day on Sunday that Deuce Vaughn was getting some productive carries and he was looking okay when guys weren't able to touch him.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that's fine and that's good. But sometimes you got to say, hey, let me throttle this down. Ever since he got picked up in the air, he ain't been right. Ever since he did the Simba move, they used him like Simba, he ain't been right. So all I'm saying is for him to continue with his NFL career, he has got to make a huge jump. He need to get into practice by time we we start week 2. If he don't get into practice by week 2, and so he can play in Dallas to showcase anything he's doing, it don't matter, bro.
Chris,
it doesn't matter. What,
Chris,
man?
You said he got injured because another man
picked
him up.
Hey, all I know what I said was I haven't seen him do anything since another man picked him up. Like he was on Pride Rock and the world was, and we were singing Circle of Life.
Hey, Chris.
Okay.
Hey, Chris. Chris. This is interesting. I just got this alert on my phone.
Okay.
The bat phone just rang. That the Cowboys are working out Lyle Collins. They're considering Lyle Collins. They're considering a reunion with him. Now that we got some news about Tyler Guyton's injury.
Hey man, listen. Let me explain something to you, man. Cause we boys.
Yeah. Friends in real life.
Hey man, we've only heard of one spinning the block relationship making it work in our lifetime. That Nelly Ashanti stuff, that's the only time it kind of worked. We're like supposed to be together. Most people end up like J-Lo and Ben Affleck. Divorced in no time. Miserable. Hate each other.
Yeah.
So my thing is, why are you working out Lyle Collins, who won the number one thing about Lyle Collins we know? He don't love football. He doesn't love it. Yeah. He likes what it brings him, but he don't love the stuff that takes to stay there. He doesn't like working out. He don't like being in shape and things of that nature. So now that he need a couple of checks to get off the couch, you want to bring him out to work him out. I don't even want to do that. The guys you got, figure out what they can do, and you wait and get Guyton back. You're going to miss him for those 6 weeks. It happens. But it's got to be a Psalm, whoever, Nate Thomas, whomever it is, and go forward, man. Bring Lyle back bring Lyle back to say, oh, hey, maybe I don't want to do that no more.
That's an interesting thing, though. How bad has Nate Thomas and them been? And yeah, I'm gonna just say Nate Thomas and them, just because it's a medley of guys, right? Yeah, Nate Thomas and them, not and them. Nate Thomas and them. How bad have they been to where the Cowboys, after 2 days of practice with them, is like, yeah, we got to consider some other options here, guys.
Or it may be to the point we want to maybe, hey, maybe he can return to this, or let's just see what he does. Because working out is one thing, and Schotty said that, hey, he can come in for a workout, but we got to see the tape. We got to look at we got to weigh all the factors that makes it to the point. Are we going to bring him in here to do this? Because we know what we're going to do with Todd. We know we're going to do with Guyton. And let's be honest, as much as scrutiny that Guyton is under about him being hurt, this training staff is under scrutiny. They got to get some guys back. So he's got to be able to work, be able to do what he needs to do so he can get back and play by week 2.
See, Chris, I ain't even think about that, Chris. We got so many guys that have gotten like little nicks and things like that in camp.
That's camp.
It's like, no, I'm not even talking about like the players' injuries per se, but is there even enough rehab staff to help all of the players that have been added to the list?
Listen, man, me and you both know that they are not heavy on that department. But I'm also to the point where you got this little thing you can hold in the palm of your hand and dial up your man, because everybody got a man back somewhere that's a training guy and say, hey man, this is what I'm suffering with. All right, man, do this, this, and this. Everybody's got a plyometric guy. Everybody's got a guy that's been able to assess him. He's got a plethora of people that can help him in this process. Not only at in Dallas or with Duke, but he's also got people back in Oklahoma. So he has enough people that can help him with any kind of exercise he's trying to do to rehab, along with what this training staff here has. So he gonna have to get an isolated chamber. He gonna have to get a salt bath. He gonna have to keep the legs on it. He gonna have to go get in the ice tub. He gonna have to do everything he can to try to speed up healing so he can be able to go play. Because
I'm not even just talking about Guyton though. I'm talking about all of the players that have gotten injured over the past 2 weeks. The Cowboys, historically, at least for the last 2 years, don't have good grades on their training staff, specifically mentioning that they don't have enough bodies there. So the lack of bodies, is that going to be, detrimental to all of these players coming back? Had a little brain fart there, but
it goes back to what I said. You already know that that's going to be a problem because they ranked in the bottom half, bottom third, bottom 3 of these categories. So they're going to be to the point where these guys are going to have to get outsourced or use their own resources to get themselves back on the field. Because these guys that are hurt are vital to what they're trying to do. We know for a fact Trayvon's dude is good.
Hey,
he's working out on their off day.
Hey, look, he needs to slide that number to Rebel.
I mean, whatever you got to do,
slide that number to Rebel,
and slide it to him. But it is what it is. So,
and that's another interesting thing, though, Chris. We talked about this day before yesterday on our last show. Does Trayvon's situation, him being able to come back from his injury, way ahead of schedule, do you think that sets a precedent for all of the players? Well, maybe not all, but for other players moving forward to want to go out and do their own rehab rather than be with mediocre rehab staff in Dallas.
See, that's kind of, it's a loaded question.
It is,
but all I'm saying is, in that situation, he worked with the staff before. So, and for everybody we said they suck, there's one guy that shines that they're okay. Because you're looking at four, and four is looking amazing.
Yeah.
CD had an injured shoulder. He's coming back. He's looking like a man, with purpose. So it may be different. We just know with ACLs, they haven't had a great track record.
Yeah, sure.
From Gallup to Steele, Gallup to Steele to Diggs. Now, Rebel looking like he's, not game 1 ready.
Yeah, behind pace.
Game 6. Oh, my favorite. Game 10.
I don't think it's got to be that far. I don't think it's got to be.
Hey, listen, if I'm with him, I'm trying to get to the point where I can go out here and play and be effective. The last thing I need as a corner is to go out here early, right? Yeah. Trying to prove something to the organization, get set on fire, and then this fan base is relentless of reminding you when
they turned on you forever.
Yeah, man, they turned on you forever. You were trash. You were trash. So I'm to the point. Hey, man, you got Bland. Diggs is gonna be back.
Yeah.
Elam's there. Stop playing. Go ahead and call Gilly. Get him in there, and roll the dice.
That's the one thing. I'm surprised that hasn't happened, especially after the Kalen Carson injury. They went and got buddy that was in Baltimore. I forget his name. I got the whole world in my hands. Hold on. Christian Matthew.
Okay.
They went and got him from Baltimore. So I'm surprised that they're doing all of these other steps, except for calling Stephon Gilmore, who apparently is just chilling out in the Dallas area.
I mean, but he could be just chilling out in the Dallas area, working out, getting ready for when they get back to Frisco. Give these guys this opportunity to get out there and show what they can do. Because the only preseason game that counts is week 2, and then you're gearing up for the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, in my opinion, that kind of sucks. I think that having 4 preseason games is good because you got to beat your body into football shape. You know what I'm saying? You have to.
You cannot put a mindset or a dollar figure on greed.
That's true.
And these owners are going to try to get 17 to 18 games out of these guys. And I mean, greed is what's pushing them, man. Greed's what's pushing them.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Yeah. I think that the Players Association just has to advocate for the players a little bit more. But given everything that they're going through,
I mean, you got freak nasty boys kissing on people's foreheads.
You know what I'm saying?
Guys
not
here.
Just that. He got a rap sheet. He got a rap sheet.
Guys still out here getting massages and getting told on. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's wild in these streets right now.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Let me see, Chris. So we have football tonight. We don't have any other preseason games on Sunday, do we? Are there other preseason games on Sunday?
I don't care. We get to watch the Buffalo Hokies get down tonight.
There we go. You know what?
Hey, man.
Chris, there are a lot of Tech players, a lot of Virginia Tech players that are playing tonight. And you being a Tech dad,
I'm a Tech dad.
I know that you got to give your credit where it's due. You gonna have your Hokies hat on.
Yeah.
Are there any guys that you're looking out for?
Well, first off, I'm looking for White Chocolate, Stephen Gosnell. He's going to be playing on the opposite side of the ball for the Buffalo Bills. And then on the defensive side, I'm going to be looking at their 5th-round draft pick, Dorian Strong, cornerback out of Virginia Tech as well. So I'm going to be watching that. That'll be the only time. As you should. They had their other rookie go down. Sorry to hear about that earlier this week, which kind of plays into the point, hey, you got to be ready because you never know when they're going to call your number. So
sure.
Hopefully he performs well tonight. Those guys continue to shine, man. So we got some, they had 20 guys go in the league from Virginia Tech last year. 5 were drafted, and we had 15 guys turn around and sign with teams. Not all of them made it, in the camp, but the majority of them are in camp. I think we also got my boy Josh Fuga. playing with the LA Chargers. He's a defensive tackle, and he's going to be playing tonight. So hoping he makes some plays and do some stuff, man, that keeps him on the roster. So just super excited about seeing my dudes, man, tonight.
Yeah, sure. And you said fall ball is about to start up, right?
Fall ball practices. Fall practices that have started, have commenced, and they're starting all across the country, man. They starting up in up in Blacksburg, and I'm excited about that. But we'll have more to talk about that down the road.
Yeah, for sure. So we play. When is our joint schedule practice with the Rams?
Starts on Tuesday, 5th of August. Yeah,
and our first preseason game is also against the Rams, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be that weekend, the 9th or the 10th. It's gonna be either 8th or 9th, something like that.
Okay. So I believe that you kind of benefit from that. Man, it's like a bot in the chat. That's weird.
Okay. Catch him, get him up out of there.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw you in timeout, put you in jail for a little bit, brother.
Yeah.
So I think that it's interesting to have things that way, because you get the real experience of that preseason game and playing against other players for an extended period of time. What is it, like 3 days that they get to have their joint practice, and then you go to the quote unquote real game?
Absolutely.
Those joint practices might be more important than the game, because I believe that you're going to get to see your players in a variety of situations. That game, you only get 60 minutes, and really coaches just they try to manufacture situations like, okay, let's try to just get down to the goal line but not score. See how we can do that, to get our kicker a chance to go out there and do something. Okay, let's see how we do in a third and long. Let's lose some yards so we can get to a third and long and see how we react there. Coaching staffs manufacture situations in those preseason games for sure. I can say that with certainty. So I believe that these joint practices might actually be a little bit more important when it comes to evaluating some of your down roster players.
Absolutely. That's your fourth preseason game when you have the other squad.
I guess you can call it that.
No, it's your top 3 preseason games, and then because your third one, man, you're not playing anybody that you're expecting is going to make the team.
No, you are playing. Yeah. You're giving guys the opportunity to put something on film for their next
somewhere else. So you get the inter squad scrimmage, which you're gonna battle there. You're gonna get the preseason game. You're gonna get the second preseason game where you're gonna get your starters out there for the most part, and man, you're just trying to get ready for the season. So, hey, man, it is the essence of how they're switching the game, because their mindset was always this. Mm-hmm. We do 4 preseason games. The first 2 nobody cares about. Mm-hmm. Everybody tunes in for the third, and the fourth we're just going there and going through the motions. And season ticket holders like, man, I don't feel like playing for those 4. So the owners, in their greed, said, hey, we're going to cut a preseason game and give you a whole nother game.
Yeah,
not caring too much. So it's like I said, you cannot put a measure on a man's greed. So you're trying to work and get in the hardest professional league there is. Mm-hmm. All the other ones got guaranteed money, right? And they got multiple resources where you can play elsewhere. The NFL is the only one that's the way it is. So you got to take advantage of every snap, every rep, every opportunity you get. So we're going to be able to see what guys can do against other people's guys to figure out what's going to happen, and then let's go from there.
So speaking of giving those guys opportunities to get their film out there, right? Do you think that what's the right way to word this? So Span Ford kind of went ouch, earlier in the week. Well, later last week, like Saturday or something like that, right? Are you looking forward to him putting on a lot of that preseason film, even though he has practiced very well in this camp so far? Or are you trying to see more from like Luke Schoonmaker? Because obviously we know who our tight end 1 was. The check has been cut, Mm-hmm. So if you're trying to figure out your tight end 2 role, what are you going to do there?
I'm not looking for my tight end 2 role. I'm looking for my tight end 3. I'm trying to figure out I'm looking for. I'm finding out if Schoonmaker's going to be the guy, or if the Jones kid, if he finally bounces back to becoming a guy, because I haven't heard his name. I'm trying to find out if the tight end from Virginia, if he's good at getting in fights or getting slammed, how he works out in certain situations. I haven't heard anything about the tight end, the undrafted free agent tight end from Auburn. So I need to find out who's going to be my third guy, because my first two guys are already hemmed up.
So you have made it up in your mind that Brevin Spanford is tight end too.
Indubitably. Without question. That's not even up for debate. The thing what we were worried about was he gonna push for tight end, how close he was gonna get to tight end 1. And when they cut the check, we ain't had to worry about that no more. Okay, who's gonna be number 3?
For sure.
Because of the style and the scheme that they said they were gonna bring, and the type of physical running game they want to be able to do. And Spanford can do that.
You know who has really disappeared from the face of the earth when it comes to that tight end room? John Stevens Jr.
But that's why I said
yeah.
That's why I said yeah. I was like the Jones boy. I meant to, but John Stevens has got to show me something.
Yeah.
2 ACLs removed. What's he gonna do? So
it's rough because the things that he can do. Brevin Spanford is kind of like I can do that too, and then it started to become a better receiver.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So,
it's interesting,
and it goes back to what we always talk about. No more sponsors in the room.
That's true.
No more sponsors in the room. No more guys saying that's my guy. So he's got to show and prove in the next 5 to 7 days.
And it's not like he hasn't gotten any burn out there. Like he's been on some reps. But he's been dropping some passes and things like that. So it's rough. Like passes that you would expect him to catch, like in some of his previous games.
Passes that he needed to catch. That too. Okay.
So it's crazy, man. It's crazy because I believe that I don't want to say he's taking a step back, but the guys around him are taking a step forward.
The opportunity for him to shine has, he has passed him. He got hurt the first time. When he came back and got hurt again.
Yeah.
But he was training with this staff though. Training with this staff though.
That makes sense, Chris. That makes sense.
Okay. Listen. I'm just saying, bro.
Do you think that his window of opportunity was last year?
Absolutely.
Because that was the year that Jake Ferguson didn't really have his best year. Luke Schoonmaker still wasn't developed. Brevin Spanford hadn't developed as a pass catcher. And other guys that I can't even remember.
They got Peyton Hendershot up out of here.
Yep.
This was his opportunity. Go ahead and go forward.
I forgot about Peyton Hendershot. Yeah, they got rid of Peyton Hendershot because John Stevens Jr. was a great pass catcher. That's actually very interesting that he goes and gets hurt.
And he go get hurt. So, I said, you go get hurt. The guy who was just supposed to be a blocker turned around and said, "Hey, I'm gonna kick it with this. I'm about to have me a new girlfriend. What's her name? Jugs. What's her last name? Machine." He turned around and started hanging out with her all the time. Oh my God, I can catch, plus I can block, and I'm physical, and I'm 6'7". And then we turn around and change the scheme. Oh, wait a minute. Run dominant, move, pin, pull. We're gonna dominate the line of scrimmage. We need big guys. Oh, I fit right in. And but I'm just a pass catching guy. Oh well, we not only we got 2 undrafted guys who are that, and we just paid our guy. You got to take advantage of the opportunities when they arise.
Absolutely, and he's been throwing every opportunity away. Yeah, he's been throwing every opportunity away. Yeah. Another position that I'm interested in thinking of, like in looking at when these joint practices happen. Which the first one on Sunday or is that Monday? Like when is the first joint practice?
You tell me, man. You tell me.
See, it's
on Tuesday. It's on Tuesday.
It's on Tuesday. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. I do kind of want to see this edge rusher room kind of get filed out a little bit more because right now, most people are doing really, really good. and it's like, all right, we gotta figure out a pecking order, you know.
I mean, the pecking order is pretty much simple. It's straightforward. Your best guy ain't signed.
Yeah, I mean, but he don't.
Practice.
Micah don't count though, Chris. Micah don't count. We know that Micah's number one.
Okay, but you said pecking order.
Yeah,
so the pecking order is Micah, Dante Fowler, and right now it's a fight between is Sam going to do what he's supposed to do, or
is he going to throw somebody on the ground or something like that?
Or you going to do something stupid?
Yeah,
that's what you want to see. How Sam handles himself in these joint practices. I think that's what I want to see. What does 54 do in these joint practices?
Okay. I'm not mad at that. Because the ability, the want to is definitely there. He's just been making, like the stupid mistakes. Not saying he's stupid, but the mistakes have been stupid, right?
No, the mistakes have been undisciplined, stupid mistakes. Just call them what they are. I think we grew up in a society, where we don't want to call people stupid.
Yeah.
But people still, do stupid things. You don't get stupid prizes. So I mean, hey, he needs to be on his P's and Q's because he is trying to make a good impression on this team, to this coaching staff and to this ownership to give him some more money.
For sure. For sure, because next year's a contract year for him. So he's definitely trying to get that bread.
Okay. He's not in year 4 now? This is year 3?
This is year 3. He was drafted in 22.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, this is the third year for him. Yeah. So dang, man. I want to see Easy. I want to see Donovan Ezaraku, but it's
Absolutely.
Like, man, you got a whole bunch of names that you want to get to of guys that you're excited about, and then you want to see if Sam's gonna make a stupid mistake. You know what I'm saying? Remember before camp when I was like, all right, is Sam gonna make a team? It's like things are not working in his favor. Marshawn Nealon doing good. Dante Fowler is coming in and man, he's teleporting to the backfield. Donovan Ezaraku is looking amazing. And then there's Sam Williams. You know what I'm saying? Michael Parsons don't count. He over there with no pads on. He chilling. As soon as he signed the check, boom, Michael Parsons up here in the pecking order. We already know that,
right?
So after all of those things, and then it's Sam Williams. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough situation, Chris. It's a tough situation.
I mean, it's not tough. It's just it's a situation where you want to see how Sam performs against somebody else. Against us, he's been always in the mix or something. But he's been around the ball. We just want to see how he performs because you haven't heard anything from the kid that we got from New Orleans, the Thomas kid,
Peyton Turner.
Peyton Turner. I don't know why I'm going to call him Peyton.
Haven't heard a word. Hadn't had a peep.
Hadn't heard nothing from him. But you haven't heard anything. You haven't really heard anything from Marshawn Nealon either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. A little bit of buzz, but not a lot.
A little bit, but nowhere near enough to.
Yeah.
So I think that you've heard more good things about honestly Sam Williams more than Marshawn Nealon, but Sam Williams has been like one step forward, 2 steps back like situation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So let me ask you this: how many edge rushers would you keep on this team? Like I was doing like a just a board, and I wrote out a 53-man roster today.
I'm a wait till after this first game. Then I'll start talking about this 53. But I'm you already got one that like 3 guys are already on this in that room. You're just trying to figure out if you're gonna take 4 or you're gonna take 5.
Edge rushers? I think you two tied if you're gonna take 5 or you're gonna take 6.
Like I said, I want to wait till after this preseason game to find out what we're looking at.
Yeah. And this is once you get to the interior, that's where things get a little complicated because at the 3, you got some tough decisions to make. You know what I'm saying? You got to say, man, can I really take this guy? You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. But at the 1, man, things.
I mean, you got a lot going on. So, like I said, that's a whole nother show. Yeah. You gotta get somewhere here in the next 45 minutes or so.
Absolutely.
So we can kick that to another show. But let's get to the padded practices. Let's get through this. Let's get through this weekend. Yeah. No more injuries, and maybe
please,
amen.
Please. Nobody say ouch.
Amen. Maybe kind of maybe sort of I mean, it's been like 4 days. Maybe somebody hamstring feel a little bit better, and they want to get on and save the day on. You know what I'm saying? Because he's diminutive and small, like.
but I mean, if you saying that you want to give him some, like you want him to spare some guys, like you want him to just
I mean, I just kind of would like the dude to like put some pads on and be out there.
So yeah, Chris, it's tough to do Vaughn. It's tough to do Vaughn, Chris.
I mean, listen, because we got to get up out of here.
Yeah.
I want to see Deuce do well, man, and
absolutely.
I have more faith in Deuce Vaughn than that dude you sent that video to me last night.
Chris,
hold on, man.
I'm petty. Chris.
So if you've been kicking with us this long, man, I want you to understand, man. Brandon, when he finds out there's somebody that I'm not fond of, he makes it his ever-loving point to make sure he brings it up on a regular basis. So I am not fond of the running back that the New York Giants ended up picking up in the draft.
Cam Skelley.
And what round did he go in?
4th or 5th, somewhere around there.
My problem is he went before Bashaw Tootin when he's never been as good as Bashaw Tootin ever.
Yeah.
And he went there, and so last night he ends up sending me a video of this small little man catching a ball out of bounds. He doesn't have the awareness to get his feet down.
High effort play. It was a high effort play.
It wasn't no high effort play. It'd been a high effort play if he keep his feet in bounds.
Sure.
But you know what I'm saying, he don't keep his feet in bounds. He falls out of bounds, and he got the nerve to do a little dance like he did something. And Brandon loved it so much that he decided to send it to me like it was going to be impressive, but it wasn't.
I don't know why I did that. I don't even know why I did that.
We know why you did it. We know why you did it.
Sure.
Because you're petty, like you just said. Because you're petty, and you knew if it was going. You were dying for it. You were over there perusing Giants camp just to find anything he did right.
I'm a fan of the game, Chris. I'm a fan of the game first.
No, you're a fan of torturing me with foolishness. But nevertheless, it is what it is, man. We're gonna be back, man. Here, we'll be back here tomorrow. Hopefully with some more dope content to drop on everybody, man. Please take an opportunity to like, share, and subscribe. And so you can go and get us in the algorithm. Go and get us out there in the waves of other people so they can get an opportunity to check us out. Absolutely. Tell us what we do good, tell us what we do bad. But also, man, drop a comment, man. And just respond, talk to us, man, because we like to respond back, man, and get your feedback on what we're doing, man.
Yes, sir.
That's what's going on. What you got going on tonight? You gotta go what? You got Oh yeah, go spend some time with the Lord. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Go spend some time with the Lord, man. Well, B gonna go spend some time with the Lord. I'm gonna go sit up here and watch the Hokies play here in this Hall of Fame game, man. Yeah. And we'll be back here at another time, man. We will forever be Frankly Football. And until next time.
Peace.